actually get to see you much in the first few episodes, or are you able?
No, I mean, I don't do much in the first few episodes. I'm frozen until someone gets me out.
Did you still have to show up on set and just like stand there like?
Yes. I, however, made a request that they have a stand-in for me, so I didn't always have to be there. I was working on 2 other projects as well, so I was finishing those while we were starting the season, so I was able to do that.
You mentioned that his body kind of falls out, but his mind doesn't.
Yeah.
What kind of changes to his thought process do you see after?
You know, we play a lot with Edward having identity issues, and so this is just another identity crisis for him. His mind isn't functioning at the level that it was. Whether that can be cured or fixed, he doesn't know, but his computation is not as it was. So what does that make him now? The thing that he had was his intelligence and his ability to trick people and outsmart people, and so he doesn't have that anymore. So what is there? So he goes on a new quest. I'm really happy because it allows for a little more comedy. Some of the old comedy that we had with Ed, I think we get to find again. Some of his physical and mental ineptitude is back, so I'm going to have fun recording with that.
Stevens mentioned that Nygma and Lee Tompkins were going to be kind of in a relationship. Is this a romantic relationship?
Oh, I don't know.
That was super convincing.
So it's another riddle.
Maybe. I really don't know.
Oh. He said that they were building a different kind of family, because family is a theme this season.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I essentially, Evil Lee or Dark Lee is a new character, and Solomon Grundy is certainly a new character. So I get to meet 2 new people and interact with them. So I'm very excited about that. It feels like new beginnings. You know, every time a character gets to, I guess I should speak for myself. Every time Edward meets a new character and interacts with them and grows a kinship with them, he changes significantly. And so I'm really excited to just see what organically happens when I'm dealing with the buffoon of Solomon Grundy, just like the physical power, but the idiocy. And then someone like Lee, who at this point is just an entirely different human being. And I'm such a fan of Morena, and all the stuff that I've done with her in the past has been so fun that I'm really excited to work with her again. I just think she's a really smart actress. I'm excited about that.
So it wasn't frustrating to, as soon as you became full Riddler mode, to kind of divert
No,
from
it's
that?
always fun to have something to work against, you know? And I think something that this show does that I enjoy so much is they make really bold choices that you just say as an actor, I love it. I don't know exactly where we're going to go, and that's cool. You know, it's kind of like what I was saying in the panel if you were there. It's been such a joy to be a different human from season 1 to season 3. And it's happened because we made a pact. Hey, you give me events and I will respond to them. And you give me major events and I will make major adjustments to a character. You know, allow them to be severely affected by their environments and by the other characters, and then we end up discovering something new together. You know, they're very great at adapting to what they see from the work. You know, Kristen Pringle was initially meant to be a 2-episode character, but my interaction with her was so magnetic and so interesting that they're like, oh, this is the key. This is one of our keys. So it's very exciting to know that I haven't even met Solomon Grundy yet or Lee Tompkins, and so I don't know how I'm going to respond to them. And that will, you know, when they start seeing those dailies come back, the actual filming of it, they'll make adjustments. Mm-hmm. We'll find that chemistry and that humor and whatnot as we roll along.
Did you know last season that you were going to be put on ice? I mean, were you worried?
I was aware of it.
Okay.
They usually tell me these big things. You know, so when they said we're gonna freeze you, I was like, so should I start looking for other work, or like is this like a 6-month period where I'm available, or they're like, no, not that long. But it has been nice because I was able to do 3 other projects during hiatus because I had a late start, which is nice.
Is there a message going to be motivating in this upcoming season?
I think there's residual revenge with Penguin that will, I think, incite us finding each other physically. But the idea is not for season 4 to be at all. My story is not going to be mainly influenced or inspired by a revenge plot. That was so much of the latter half of season 3 that it's over. It's tired. So that there's the residual want to end him physically, but that's merely going to be an impetus to get us together. And then as things happen in Gotham, people have needs and wants, and sometimes you find alliances, and sometimes you don't. Or sometimes you make pacts, and you're like, steer clear, and I won't hurt you. So whatever that may be. But, yeah. I'm sorry? Ever? No, but I mean, of all 3+ seasons? There's so many. The first time I killed someone was really exciting because it felt like an unlocking for Edward. We really enjoyed shooting my scene with James Gordon in my apartment where he had the tape and we were like cleaning the tape. And I electrocuted him in the chair. It was episode 17 of season 2.
I have to nominate the scene on the dock where you shot Nygma.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was a very powerful scene.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, that was another one. Something that was amazing about that, the 2 big dock scenes that we have. If you look at that on screen, you're like, oh, they must have shot that in the same day because the weather was the exact same. And we didn't CGI any of that stuff.
Wow.
Both days we showed up to shoot that scene were horrifically cold, overcast, and it was raining during the scene. Both days. And the whole idea that second time we go back, I wanted to recreate that day. And it just happened that the day we shot that scene, the weather was the exact same, and I was like, yes! It's just so, like, perfect. You're like, it just was one of those things where you're like, Edward would celebrate this. Like, even the weather is the same.
Yeah.